I would have made a video about this earlier, but things have just been so hectic with so many videos and stuff happening with the Pokemon Presents and then the Kirby video going on the main channel. But welcome back to another episode of the Opinion Corner. This is a series where I sit in front of a mic and talk about whatever's on my mind today. So Wave 4 of the Booster Course Pass has dropped a couple days ago, 2 days ago. And I am so excited. Because after watching this, I was actually very shocked with some of the tracks they picked and pretty excited to see what they'll do with them. As is tradition, I will be doing a reaction, first impressions sort of things and talking about what I find cool about the new tracks, what this might mean for the future, so on and so forth, just like the other waves. Without further ado, let's begin and jump into the video. We're starting off, right. We are starting off with Singapore Speedway, which, for starters, we are getting 3 tour tracks this round. I think this is the first time they've done, actually, we're getting 4 technically because of Yoshi's Island, but as for like city tracks, this is the first wave that I think we're getting more than 2. So we get a little bit of Waluigi Stadium, which I will talk about later, and then I don't know what that second one is. I want to say that's Amsterdam? And we got DK Summit, which I also will talk about once we get the title. But yeah, Tour Singapore Speedway as the first one. This one is the one I was very excited to see next, as I think the nighttime visuals of the track is really fun. I think the track is very funky. And I guess when I say track, it could also mean the music and the actual layout itself. But in this case, I mean the music. I think the music in Singapore Speedway is really funky. I love the visuals in this track. A lot of neon lights. Which I think looks super sick. So I'm really excited to, exploring. I feel like the layouts and stuff, because there's like these conveyor belts in the tour that you go through. A lot of the layouts, or a lot of the gimmicks that this city track brings to the table, I think are a lot of fun. So looking forward to seeing what they do with that once it gets added in 8. And next up we have Tour Bangkok Rush. So we're getting 2 back-to-back tour stuff in the trailer. Honestly, I don't really know what to say about this one. I haven't played this one all too much. I remember playing this because they added a new Daisy alt. So I played the game more frequently so I can get the currency to roll. But now Tour is not a gacha anymore, which makes things so much easier. But weirdly enough, I don't remember much about this track. I know there's this cool little section in the river where you can drive with the little boats on the side, and I think you can drive on top of the roofs of the, I'm not sure if they're like carpets or tarps, but I think I remember you could do that in that course. But nothing too memorable from my experience in Tour. Interested to see what they'll do for it in 8, maybe. The layout will be super cool and flashy and very engaging. That's the word I'm looking for. Oh no! You don't drive on the top. You can just like trick off of them. I'm looking at the gameplay again. And then next we're DK Summit. So this was one of the tracks I wanted to see, new to the pass. In the one track I wanted to see, I think am I saying the same sentence twice? Anyway, I put that on the video, so I'm really excited to see this come back. The question is the single cut going to be here? I don't think the double cut will be, because that was just a culmination of Mario Kart Wii physics for the win. But what makes this track even more exciting is that it's not a 3DS retro! They did it! Nintendo remembered that there are 12 other tracks in Mario Kart Wii! This track is so cool. I am looking forward to seeing how it plays in 8 with the side ramp, or the side ramps. I have to remember what those are called. I call them like 3 different things every time. Because in Mario Kart Wii, there is this tech where you can stay on the sides and constantly get a speed boost. And I don't think that's gonna be in 8. So that ending section will be interesting. I think maybe the wall trick at the end on the final turn, I think that trick might work. I'm not entirely sure how the side tricks work, because the ones that they added in Maple Treeway and Merry Mountain, it's only just like one little part of the wall that you have to go out of your way to go through. So I'm not entirely sure how the physics on that works, but I guess we'll see when the track comes out. Oh, right. DK finally gets his statue back in DK Summit, so all is right in the world. This alone is worth every reason DK Summit needed to be in the pass. And next up, we are going to Tour Amsterdam Drift. This one is another one that I don't think I've played much. I think I played this one once, just like London Loop, and then said, yeah, I played it, and yeah, nothing really stood out to me, but in the initial trailer, it looks really fun. There's a underwater section which I think looks really cool. And then there's the tulip section with the piranha plants hiding inside, which I think looks really cool. Very clever idea for the obstacles there. And next we are looking at GBA Riverside Park. And they added a new enemy for this track, which is these walking piranhas. I forget where they're from. I think these are the Patuis, right? Yes, these are the Patuis. Okay, yeah, so they have either bananas or mushrooms that they can kind of pop up and down, and then if you hit them with the green shell or whatever, then they will drop that onto the floor, which I think is a really cool gimmick. This track also looks like an amazing glow up, though the GBA tracks usually get that treatment. Looking forward to seeing how this one works because I don't know how Riverside Park works exactly because I am more used to Lakeside Park because that is one of the big CTGP tracks because there's this ending shortcut you can do shroomless, and that's like one of the big comeback factors that I remember from that course. So I was kind of like, you know, thinking, hey, you know, that could be cool to see in Mario Kart 8 if you could do that shroomless as well. Add a little bit more comeback factor to the game. But as for Riverside Park, I have no idea how it's gonna play out, but hey, it looks pretty good. So there is also this one little bit at the start that I'm noticing just now. There is a noticeably small gap here that could maybe lead towards another gap cut. Who knows? Could it be interesting? Oh my god! Okay, after seeing this, now I feel like they just watched my video. Because this is the most interesting pick for a DS course. I have to admit, I'm sure a lot of people were expecting Luigi's Mansion, Airship Fortress, and honestly, I was expecting Airship Fortress as well, considering how much these passes seem to be really looking to appeal to the masses with Maple Treeway, 3DS Rainbow Road, Waluigi Pinball, but who cares? DS Mario Circuit, baby! This is another one I really wanted to see in the past and is one of the tracks that I picked for the one course that I wanted to see come back for the first time. And it was kind of like an underdog pick. I was like, you're really not gonna, it's like a small chance, I told myself, right? So, you know, I didn't keep my hopes up, but the fact that it's actually in the game is mind-blowing. DS Mario Circuit is probably my favorite Mario Circuit they've ever made. I think it has one of the most interesting track layouts for Mario Circuits, with GCN Mario Circuit coming to a close second, with the sandy pit, with the piranha plants, and then this new Wiggler Forest section that they added. All the other Mario Circuits, I feel like they're really stale. They have this one layout that kind of repeats itself. Like Wii Mario Circuit is a lot of straightaways. Wii U Mario Circuit is just a figure eight twice. One on one side, one on the other. 3DS Mario Circuit is kind of fine. The castle pillar section is kind of weird to drive on, but other than that, the start of the track is pretty interesting with all the cherry blossom petals, though the ending's kind of underwhelming. So yeah, I feel like this track just encapsulates making a simple track into something more interesting, because I think this is also one of the Mario Circuits that are in the Star Cup. And honestly, I feel like it shows. It definitely stands out compared to all the other Mario Circuits, so that's why I'm really, really happy this is back in the past. Also because this is my favorite Nitro course in DS overall. Huge fan of this edition. And they don't show too much of this in the trailer because they lead straight into GCN Waluigi Stadium, which I did talk about this in an earlier video where I talked about the music leaks. This track was one of them. And I did say in that video that I was hoping for it to be Wario Coliseum instead of Waluigi Stadium, just because I think the track is a lot more interesting. It's the only two-lap track in the game. There's a lot of thrilling ups and downs, jumps and tricks that you can do. I think that would have been really, really fun to play on Mario Kart 8. Even in Wii, I really wasn't a big fan of GCN Waluigi Stadium. There was a lot of tech that you had to do to drive this course really fast. Obviously, they're going to mitigate a lot of that in 8. Yeah, especially with the tech that I mentioned with the DK Summit one earlier, that's also in Waluigi Stadium. Curious to see how that's going to work in 8, how fast people will find, or what route will be faster when going through, because I don't think that tech's coming back. Other than that, the track looks like it went through a lot of changes. It seems like it got the DS Wario Stadium treatment, where there's like another layer on the top that you can trick onto, and then you can kind of just make your way through the course like that. But yeah, I guess we'll just see what happens when the wave is actually out. Maybe I'll change my thoughts on GCN Waluigi Stadium. Maybe this track is a lot more fun in 8 than it is in Mario Kart Wii. And yeah, with that, we're going into the big new track, Yoshi's Island. This is not out in Tour yet, and it's not out in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So I don't know what to expect. I don't know what gimmicks we have besides the stuff that we've seen. We've seen some some of the flying clouds that are in Yoshi's Island. Not sure what those are gonna do to the track. There's also some appearing platforms. Like there's this little staircase that appears. I don't know what triggers it. Alternate routes are usually pretty cool. So, and the fact that, you know, they can kind of just like appear and disappear. Maybe it'll be a similar thing to Hyrule Circuit, where there are triggers to open up the Master Sword section in the middle of the castle. But yeah, there's a lot of really cool things that they could do with this theme, and looking forward to seeing what they do with it exactly. And yeah, that's all 8 courses, I believe. Yeah, looking at all of them. Yeah, so that was the initial trailer. Oh yeah, one more thing. The wish list. We get to knock out 2 more tracks on here, which is insane. I didn't think we were going to get these at all. But so far, we have 5 of the 14 courses in my one track I want to see return in Mario Kart 8. And that is a lot closer than I thought I was gonna get. I thought I was gonna get like Mushroom Gorge, Rosalina's Snow World felt like a possibility, DS Airship Fortress. I'm honestly really happy with the tracks that I did get. I'm having a lot of fun with Boo Lake and Mushroom Gorge, so just really cool stuff overall. So yeah, that will be it for this episode of the Opinion Corner. Honestly, not a lot to talk about this wave, other than the new characters. We're only getting 1 character through Birdo this pass, apparently, so we might just be getting 3 characters for the rest of the pass, which honestly, compared to, you know, all the courses we're getting, is not a lot, considering that we're getting these now in the latter half of the waves. Almost feels like we're kind of missing out, but oh well, new characters, still really exciting. And yeah, a lot of it is just, at least for me, will be a wait and see until it comes out and see how it plays there. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little reaction first impression segment. Again, I will be doing another live reaction when the tracks come out on the main channel, and I'll be doing a session with friends shortly after. Probably going to be in a separate video for this wave too. And if you're interested on the rankings for all 8 of the new courses in wave 4, be sure to come back to this channel or subscribe so that you can be notified on the next time that I upload whenever I post that ranking video. Because just like the other waves, I'm going to be ranking all 8 courses on how I think they play, the potential, and let me know in the comments below what you think of this wave. Are you excited for some of the tracks? What track are you most excited to see return in this wave? Or what track are you most excited to play? Because, you know, there's the Yoshi's Island one. And yeah, I will leave you guys off at that. Thank you guys so much for watching to the end. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.